DESIblitz.com.
I got cast in the Bond girl Octopussy. I was with an agency called Crawford's at the time, and my agent was Nicholas Young. And he was very good in those days. I think that they cast quite a lot of the Bond films in that time, in that era. And I went for an audition amongst a lot of other bevies, beauties, and got the role. Hi, I'm Safira Afzal. I'm the first Asian Bond girl, and you're watching me on DESIblitz.com. Going to India was absolutely amazing. As you can imagine, the hype in India itself was phenomenal. The first Bond film to be coming to India and filming there on location in Udaipur, Jaipur, and particularly the Lake Palace Hotel, that was just a dream come true to visit all those places. So I think I was treated very well in India. It was great fun and it was a great experience. I mean, coming from the background that I did, being, an Asian female, Muslim female, having a very fairly sheltered upbringing, particularly back home in Pakistan. Remember, I came here in 1967, and it was only as a result of the strength and the support that my parents gave me that allowed me to sort of follow my dreams and do exactly whatever it is I wanted. Regarding women's representations in India and on the Bond film particularly, you have to take this in the context of the era of the time. You've got the Miss World contest, you've got the Benny Hill show, you've got Sale of the Century, you've got Pan's People. So you've got a lot of ladies, beautiful ladies that are, co-hosting all of those shows in that time. So in terms of what Bond did to the representation of women, they did really take on a huge cast of beautiful women on that location and to India. In terms of how, for instance, Bond worked on that film with women, you've got to remember one of the producers was Barbara Broccoli. She was the daughter of Cubby Broccoli, who obviously owns Eon Productions. Sadly has passed away many years ago now. She is such a strong woman and a powerful woman, and she was present on set and very, very hands-on. So you had that backup from her in terms of how well the women were treated both on set and off set. So we're looking at that era in 1983 when Octopussy was made and released. And moving on from that particular era into now, you've got a whole change in direction. You've got Bond actually having a boss in Judi Dench and her role in that. So there's just been really different kind of representation of how the way women are viewed in Bond has changed so much now. Looking at it from my perspective, it was entirely my life choices, and my father was quite supportive of that. And at the time, I didn't actually know. It was only once both Octopussy and the couple of the other commercials that I'd been in and the video that I was in, it was only after they'd seen those and I'd seen their reaction that I knew that they were proud, and I hadn't really known that before that time. What happened was that my father was very, very supportive. He stuck with me on whatever it was that I wanted to do. And in actual fact, I recall my father having a conversation with somebody who said, listen, you don't pay her bills. You don't pay my bills. You have no right to judge my daughter or myself or any member of my family. So please, there's the door, leave. And he had that attitude. He was quite stern about that. He was quite determined that nobody was going to tell us what to do. And I totally agreed with him. I admired him for that, because he could have been somebody who was completely different. I mean, you're going to get criticism from all walks of life. It's part of human nature to criticise. So, I was very proud that my dad stuck with us in respect of whatever we wanted to do and was supportive. Bond film is a multi-million-dollar industry. It's also a part of every man's psyche. It's really ingrained. It's a culture. Well, I was absolutely honoured to be in the film. I think it's a huge deal. It's absolutely, it's one of the most fascinating and empowering things that I've ever done. It's led to the fact that I've been able to tell other people that might have necessarily wanted to go into the film industry or into acting or into modelling. I'm not saying it's a trailblazing situation almost, because you can empower them the same way that you feel that you've achieved. And remembering where you've come from. When I came to this country, I couldn't even speak a word of English. I've since got a law degree, a master's degree, and I've been called to the bar. I am a senior Crown prosecutor, so I only prosecute. I have worked in the Crown Court, and I've worked at the Magistrates' Court. There are a lot of ladies, women that are in that industry and very successfully working in law. But for me, I had to fight that little bit harder to prove myself. So for me, I don't see it, but other people tell me that I have achieved an awful lot. But I actually don't see it. But it's very nice to hear it nonetheless. But in some small way, I think I would like to give something back. And this is why I've become part of the organisation of the Mama Youth Project, whereby those that are underrepresented or underprivileged, they can come into the film industry and learn the trade, and we train them to do exactly that, so that they can go straight into a job and know exactly what they're doing. I also get asked by younger aspiring ladies that want to be in the entertainment business about how to get into modelling and how to get into acting. So I help them if I can, and I have done so. I've got quite a lot of interaction with fans. There are so many groups, communities, clubs, particularly the memorabilia shows and the autograph shows. I get invited to quite a lot of those, and you get paid to sign your autograph on a photograph that is approved by Bond, that you can have, you've got copies of. Then you have a photograph with the fans. It was at Pinewood. It was an all-day event. Quite a lot of the crew were there. Maud Adams was there. She played Octopussy in that film. And Christina Wayborn was there. And of particular interest to me was the director, John Glenn. He was present. And we had a nice conversation with him. I am immensely proud of my roots. I'm also proud of being a British Asian. My parents have always embedded our culture into our family, and my daughter still picks that up now. I mean, she's got a father who's Australian and a mother who's Pakistani, so she's very interested in her heritage. I tend to sort of keep abreast of the Desi culture from the Bollywood films. I think I'm far more grounded. I think as you know, as your years progress, you become more tolerant, I think, more forgiving, more accepting. And I do yoga, I practice yoga, and I meditate quite a lot. One of the things that I've always said to myself is that I should never say, if only. So I can put my hand on my heart and say that I've not got that in me where I think I should have done something that I didn't do. So definitely follow your dreams.